Picture this. You just turned 26. You're scrolling through Instagram and you see it. An old classmate just bought a house. Another one posts a photo from Bali, digital nomad life. A third just got promoted to manager. And you're sitting on your couch in the same apartment you've had since college, checking your bank account, and it says $1,240. And for a second, this cold thought creeps in. Am I behind? Am I already too late? Here's the thing. Almost everyone in their 20s feels this exact moment at some point. That quiet panic where you compare your real financial life to everyone else's highlight reel. But here's what most people don't realize. Your 20s aren't a decade you're supposed to have it all figured out. They're actually the single highest leverage decade of your entire financial life. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build real wealth in your 20s, step by step, even if you feel like you're starting from zero. My name is Gunther. If you're in your 20s and you feel like you're behind financially, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't waste their 20s through one big mistake. No dramatic bankruptcy, no reckless spending spree. They waste it through inaction. 10 years of, I'll start next month, quietly stacking up until suddenly they're 30 with nothing to show for a decade of paychecks. And the reason this matters so much isn't really about money. It's about time. Because in your 20s, you have something nobody can buy back later. Let's look at the math, because this is where it gets really interesting. Imagine two people. Person A starts investing $200 a month at age 22. Person B starts investing the exact same $200 a month, but waits until age 32. Both invest until age 62. Assuming an average 8% annual return, Person A ends up with roughly $700,000. Person B, who invested for 10 fewer years, ends up with around $300,000. Same monthly amount, same return rate, but Person A has more than double the money. That 10-year gap isn't just 10 years of contributions. It's 10 years of compounding working in the background while you sleep, while you're at work, while you forget the account even exists. Now, here's what most people don't realize about why this gap happens. It's not because people in their 20s are irresponsible. It's psychology. Your 20s are naturally a decade of experimentation. New job, new city, new relationships, new lifestyle. Everything feels temporary, which makes spending feel low stakes. You think, I'll get serious about money later, once I have a real job, once I make more, once things settle down. But things rarely just settle down on their own. And meanwhile, the compounding clock is running whether you participate or not. So let's walk through the actual step-by-step path to building wealth in your 20s. Step 1, build a small starter emergency fund first, not a massive one. You don't need 6 months of expenses at 23. You need enough to survive a random Tuesday, a flat tire, a broken phone, a smaller than expected paycheck. Somewhere around $500 to $1,000 is enough to stop small emergencies from becoming credit card debt. This is your foundation, and it should come before anything else. Step 2, avoid lifestyle inflation from the very first raise. Here's the trap. You get your first real job, then your first raise, then your first promotion, and your spending quietly grows to match it every single time. Better apartment, better car, more takeout. Before you know it, you're earning more than you ever have and somehow still living paycheck to paycheck. The fix is simple. Every time your income goes up, save or invest at least half of the increase automatically. The other half, enjoy guilt-free. This one habit alone determines whether your 20s build wealth or just build a more expensive lifestyle. Step 3. Prioritize income growth over extreme frugality. Look, cutting out coffee isn't going to make you wealthy. In your 20s, your biggest financial asset isn't your budget, it's your earning potential, and it's still wide open. Learning new skills, switching jobs, negotiating raises, these moves can shift your income by thousands of dollars a year. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows workers who switch jobs often see bigger salary increases than those who stay put. Your 20s are the best time to take those swings because you likely have fewer financial obligations tying you down. Step 4. Start investing immediately, even if it's small. This is the one people delay the most, usually because they think investing requires thousands of dollars or deep financial knowledge. It doesn't. Most brokerage platforms let you start with $50 or $100 a month into a simple, low-cost index fund. The amount barely matters right now. What matters is starting the clock. Remember person A and person B from earlier? The entire advantage came from starting 10 years earlier, not from investing more money. Step 5. Avoid high-interest debt traps. Credit card debt, especially at 20+% interest, is one of the fastest ways to cancel out everything else on this list. It works exactly like compounding, except in reverse, against you. If you're carrying high-interest debt, paying that down aggressively is often the single highest return move available to you, higher than almost any investment.
Let me tell you about someone I'll call Ryan. At 23, Ryan felt exactly like the person in that Instagram scroll. Behind, embarrassed, comparing himself to friends who seemed further ahead. He wasn't earning much, he had zero savings. But he did 3 things. He automated $75 a month into an index fund the day he got paid. He negotiated one raise a year later, and when that raise came, he banked half of it instead of upgrading his lifestyle. Nothing dramatic, no side hustle empire, no crypto bet. By 29, Ryan had around $40,000 invested, and more importantly, an income that had grown by almost 40%. He wasn't rich, but he wasn't behind anymore either. He had momentum, and momentum is the entire game. Now, you might be thinking, Gunther, this all sounds nice, but I genuinely don't have extra money right now. I hear that, and it's real for a lot of people. But here's the reframe. This isn't about finding a huge amount of money. It's about starting the habit with whatever you actually have, even if that's $20 a month. The goal in your 20s isn't to become wealthy immediately. It's to build the system now so that by your 30s, the system is already running on its own. Think of it like planting a tree. The best time to plant it was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Your 20s aren't about having a fully grown tree. They're about getting it in the ground while you still have decades ahead for it to grow. So let's recap the path. First, build a small starter emergency fund. Second, protect yourself from lifestyle inflation every time your income rises. Third, prioritize growing your income, not just cutting expenses. Fourth, start investing immediately, no matter how small. And fifth, avoid high-interest debt that quietly undoes your progress. Here's the truth most people don't realize until much later. Your 20s were never about having everything figured out. They were about planting seeds while you still had time on your side. The people who look ahead at 30 usually aren't smarter or luckier. They just started earlier, even if it was small.
If this video helped you think about your 20s a little differently, make sure to hit subscribe.